Firstly, I'd just like to say what a massive honour it is to say a few words on the night that means a lot to so many people. To the McGowan family, along with the club, well done on putting together again a night that, as the crowd shows, is means so much to this community and to basketball as a whole. This game, as well as the charity donation that comes with it, I think symbolises Alan so well, in that he always loved to draw a crowd and he was good at it, and he loved to help people. Alan to me was a role model, a teacher and a friend. But my life is only one of many that were possibly impacted by Alan. And so on behalf of all those men, women and children that had the pleasure of dealing with Alan, I'd just like to say thank you to number 24. To the players, tonight we're looking for the same confidence, intensity and passion that Alan showed his club for 357 games. Wear the jersey with pride and leave it all on the floor. Go Bandits.
Welcome back to the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre here in Albury, Wodonga, for what is an emotion-charged and going to be a spectacular night of action-packed basketball. Steve Murphy, Jade Colf in commentary for the SSNA Club, and we welcome you to this very stadium named in honour of a champion in Lauren Jackson, but an even bigger name to be honoured tonight in the Alan McCowan Memorial Match. Al was a 357 player for the club, more than 8,500 points, 8,654 to be exact. 1,354 assists, 3,049 rebounds, 297 blocks, 821 steals. He ended the Siebel when he ended his reign in the Siebel. He was ranked in the top 10 for all time in all those divisions there. 2002 East Conference MVP, 2001, 2002 Siebel All-Star, and 2001 East Conference champion. We heard from a former friend and former captain of the Southern Vale Home Bandits a few moments ago, Jack Duck. An emotional time for him, no doubt, and the extended family of Al, as they will be honoured tonight by the Southern Vale Home Bandits in the annual memorial match. Steve Murphy and Jade Colf in commentary. It is the Nunawading Spectres travelling to take on the Bandits tonight.
Yeah, Murph, great to be here. What a spectacle tonight. Lauren Jackson Sports Stadium again for another home game. Not just any home game, Murph. As you said, Alan McCowan night. What a player, what an athlete, what a man. As you said, almost 360 games for this Porter outfit, for this club. So what a great night tonight to honour the way he lived his life, the way he played his basketball, and the way he helped a lot of people, not only in this community, but everybody that he came in contact with. So looking forward to tonight, Murph. It should be a beauty. The Bandits, a great win on their last home game here in this arena. But they seriously got their work cut out tonight against the Nunawading Spectres. We expect these guys to be right there when the whips are cracking, and some still think that the jury is still out on this Border Bandits outfit. Kenjar Bosley, injured for the last game, was expected to miss about 3 weeks. He is out there. He looks like he's going to play tonight. That's an interesting one to see how he fits back into this offense. The jury's still out. It will go a long way tonight. What we see tonight in the commentary booth to let us know if this Bandits outfit are serious or they are not. Either way, Murph, we are here. Alan McCowan night should be an absolute beauty.
Few players to look out for from a Nunawading Spectres point of view. Well, if you're a Bandits person anyhow, Simon Conn, he's a former Seabull MVP, comes in with averaging pretty much 20 points a game, 19.9, almost 10 rebounds a game and a couple of assists as well comes in for him. 18 points a game for Tom Wright. Have a look at him. He'll be in the number 10 jumper tonight. Costas Honropoulos, who has 8 points an average and 4 rebounds as well tonight. So some of the players to look out for as well out there. Ben Eyre, who has 4 years from Washington. He's one of their imports. And Newman, Kansas College over there in America. He's been back for 3 weeks. And they haven't lost with him in the lineup. So that's Ben Eyre in the number 3 tonight. From the Bandits' perspective, for our Nunawading friends joining us tonight, some of the players to look out for. Manny Malou, who was picked up late by the Bandits, courtesy of an injury to one of their the New Zealand players. He worked out for Sacramento Kings and Phoenix Suns in the NBA, so he was right on the cusp there. And he's played in Thailand before finding his way to the Bandits. And I think, Colf, we definitely agree he's been a very good pickup. Torrin Jones, he's one of the American imports alongside Kenja Bosley. You spoke about Torrin Jones' trial with Phoenix and Houston himself over in the NBA. He was cut very late by the Houston Rockets, so possibly could have played in the NBA last season. And Kenja Bosley, his partner in crime, who was out with what we believe a 3-week ankle injury. It turns out to be one. From Kentucky University, shoots it at 40 clicks percent-wise from three-point range in his career. He played in Palestine last year before finding his way to the Bandits. Both these sides come in with differing records. The Bandits 5-5 and sit in 10th. Nunawading 8-3 and sit in 2nd at the moment. The Bandits have won 2 of their past 4, and it's been 4 straight wins for Nunawading Spectres. They enter this contest tonight, Colf, sitting in 2nd position on the table, and really one of the hot teams in the competition. The final stat I can give you, Colf, is that versus the sides in the top 8 this year, the Bandits are 2 wins from 5 matches, so going at almost 50% clip. On the other side of the scale, 3 wins and 1 loss for Nunawading against the top team. So they beat the best in the business. Yeah,
these are Nunawading Spectres, Murph. They really are the real deal. You do the analytics on these guys and the scouting report is, and they are all business, this mob here tonight. But the Bandits, hey, they have played some good basketball, Murph, against some of the best teams and outfits in this league. They seem to play to the level of their opponents. And if that's any indication on what to go by, I expect the Bandits to really step up to the plate tonight on Alan McCowan night. And this one should be a beauty.
Well, welcome you. Sit back, relax, and enjoy what's going to be a fascinating 40 minutes of basketball. Steve Murphy, Jade Colf in commentary for the SSNA Club in Albury, NBA Finals. The SSNA Club is the only destination you want to get along and watch it. We're almost set for tip-off in this one. Con will go up against Big Jones of the Bandits. We're not too far off from tip-off here. The ball aloft, Jones wins it down, and Deborah George comes up with it, but immediately it'll go straight back across to Nunawading. And it'll be a sideline ball in the position of Honropoulos. And will palm off immediately straight across to McDonald. So Honropoulos. Now McDonald combining with each other. Now Con, former Seabull MVP, puts up a little floater, no good. And Manny Malou comes up with the opening rebounds of the night for the Bandits. So this is Honropoulos, can't control the ball, it's out, and it'll be a Bandits ball from the baseline. 24 seconds into the contest here, Bosley. Injured ankle in the second game of the doubleheader in Tasmania a couple of weeks ago. Initial diagnosis 3 weeks. Herculean effort to be out there tonight by Kenja Bosley.
We'll take a look at him early on, Murph, and see how he's moving around.
Deborah George.
Wowee. Right where he left off from last week here.
37 points last week, lit up in a big win over the third place then Kilsyth. The ball quickly out to Con, puts up the shot. No good, doesn't get it to go. Still almost with the assist. This is George up court for the Bandits. Gets out to 3 range. Well thought about it. Con blocks as George went to pass. Lloyd back to George from deep. Deborah George. Torrin Jones gets a read down underneath the bucket. 2 points is good. And the Bandits off to the hot start, 5-0. Quickly up the 4. Honoropoulos gets the ball. Quickly passes back across. Inside here is Wright driving to the bucket. Foul called, and Wright will go to the line for a couple.
Yeah, it looks like that one's on Torrin Jones. Got a real habit of picking up those little cheap ones there, Murph. And if the officiating is anything to go by from the women's game, they are going to pick up on all kinds of fouls to keep this one tidy.
Tom Wright, go to the line, 91% from free throw line this season. So these are all but good, these 2 shots, Colf, judging by that. Wright.
Oh, almost put the mocker on him.
First to go. Little nervous start.
Always the way.
91% Colf. That can't be wrong, can it?
No, that can't be wrong.
Can't be wrong. Gets the first. And the scoring for the Nunawading starts with Tom Wright. A couple of free throws to go in. Torrin Jones, the early foul on that man. Deborah George had to be washed down with water after the game last week. He was running that hot. 37 points. Manny Malou. Lloyd drives inside, out wide. Bosley back across. Jones thought about the 2. Steps inside the paint, puts up the little fadeaway jumper. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Comes down, Bosley tapped away Honoropoulos, and it'll be a Bandits ball. So across, Lloyd tips it in. Nice assist, Deborah George. The Bandits off 7-2 start here for the SSNA club. 8:18 remain in the first.
Deborah George, if you don't mind. Bit of creativity.
Right across to McDonald, and now up to Still, back to McDonald. Nunawading with possession of the ball. This is now with Wright. Wright steps inside, out Con, top of the key, puts it up. 2 points is good. Con gets his scoring going for the evening. Deborah George for his second 3 of the night, just slips out. Con comes up with a rebound. And now Honoropoulos out wide. McDonald steps around Lloyd, drives inside the paint. The ball is good for Steele for 3. Won't count, he stepped out. It'll be a Bandits ball. So Deborah George to take it from the sideline. The Bandits with the early lead, 7-4 for the SSNA club. Bosley goes for 3 himself. Kenja Bosley misses. Malou tips it in.
Manny Malou. That's what he brings to the table, Manny Malou.
Honoropoulos out to McDonald. And the crowd, a bit of energy about it tonight. McDonald out wide, Still for 3, and that's a response by the visitors. Andrew Steele knocking down a big bucket.
You've got a sweet shooting stroke, Andrew Steele, Murph. May want to guard him on the perimeter.
Bosley inside the paint, out wide. Manny Malou steps inside, flicks it out to Deborah George. A bit of work to do. The ball goes back court. It'll be Nunawading's ball.
A tough call there. Looked like a 50-50 ball, Murph. Deborah George was surprised. Didn't like that call, but referee all over that one.
So here is Steele again. You spoke about that shooting stroke from the other side this time.
Yeah, step back there, if you don't mind. Early on in the shot clock count.
First time tonight, the Spectres lead 10-9. George and Lloyd combining. George steps inside, flicks across to Manny Malou inside the paint, wants to put the shot up, does off the glass, looks for his own rebound, doesn't go. It comes down to McDonald. Driving up court, looks for Steele. He's got a hot hand at the moment out there. McDonald, nice little spin inside and off the glass, doesn't go. Hung up there for, seemed like an eternity. Bosley inside, gives to Torrin Jones.
Get out of the way, the junkyard dog. Well, the tomahawk jam.
Honronopoulos out wide, flicks it across. Now McDonald received from right. McDonald out wide. Con for 2. Misses. Slides back to McDonald. Fixed back. Honronopoulos is good for 2. Spectres back in the lead.
All eyes on Kenja Bosley early on, Murph, to see how that ankle reacts.
Now Lloyd underneath the bucket, can't tip it in, comes down to Con, takes possession, flicks it across here to Wright, who has the ball. Con back to Wright, Wright for 3 now, a bit of a shootout here in early stages. It comes down to Torrin Jones and feeds across to Deborah George. Fast start for both sides. It comes off the foot of Honronopoulos, and it'll be George and the Bandits ball.
Loving the intensity from Honronopoulos early on, Murph. Not afraid to dive on the floor. That's why this outfit is sitting second on the NBL1 ladder. No stone unturned with the Spectres.
So George into Malou, back to George. Guarded by still George. Well, from deep downtown, Jones underneath the bucket, puts it up. No foul called. McDonald takes it away. Brings it up the floor, guarded by Lloyd. McDonald of Nunawading steps inside the paint, back to Con. Guarded by Malou. No problems? Yes, there is a problem for Con. Lloyd tapped it, last touch, I fancy. Goes off the number 10 in right, it does. It'll be a Bandits ball from the sideline.
Great start to this one, Murph. Plenty of energy out there and physicality. Like what I'm seeing early on. As Bailey Lloyd gets a rest. Good energy from him early on.
Here is Deborah George. Inside for Malou. Inside the paint against Con. Malou, nice little swivel move.
Now you see me, now you don't. Manny Malou. He likes that one, Murph. We've seen that one before.
Now Wright drives inside the paint, opposed to Molnar, who's on the court. Con gets the rebound. The offensive points is good.
Big Simon Con taking up some major room down there.
Bosley for 3 for the Bandits. Misses, rims it out. McDonald comes down with the ball, having a good start to the game. Up the floor, McDonald thinks about 3, gives to Con. Now back across to Wright. Gets a screen by Con. Wright steps to the paint, stripped of the ball by Malou. Comes up with Jones, now Bosley. Kenja Bosley steps inside the paint. Little floater is no good. Little out of touch to start this game for Kenja Bosley. Con tips it down across to Wright.
Yeah, a little bit of rust there from Bosley, and, you know, perfectly understandable.
Con up for 3. Short. Malou gets nice and high. Comes down. Rebound goes away. Well, still fed across, and it's 2 points counted for Cook, and going to the line for the Nunawading.
Yeah, John Cook. He's just come into this ball game. Instant impact. We've got Josh McKay into the ball game there, Murph, as the big junkyard dog, Torrin Jones, will take a rest.
Well, after a lightning fast start for the Bandits.
There's not too many things Torrin Jones gets out. He's definitely not happy to be on the bench there, but that's his normal reaction, isn't it, Murph? He's super competitive, is the big Torrin Jones.
It's a 3-point play. Molnar flicks out to Malou. Malou for 3 for the Bandits. A little strong. Comes down, taken by Still. And now Wright feeds it across. And bringing it up the floor here is Air. Wright. Con. Back to Wright. Inside for Still against Molnar. And the foul called against Nunawading. It'll go against the 14 here in Andrew Steele.
Yeah, Andrew Steele battling for post position there. Jared Molnar, he did a really good job to make sure the referee saw that one, Murph.
SSNA timeout called, 3:14 remaining in the opening term. The Spectres 17, the Bandits 13 in this one.
Yeah, good start to this one, Murph. As I said, my eyes are firmly fixated on Kenja Bosley to see how he's able to impact with the offense. Be interesting to see how himself and Deborah George, that explosive backcourt tandem, do get back in sync. Deborah George was so dominant last week, running high pick and roll. So Coach Chalmers just trying to work out how he goes about his offense, inserting Kenja Bosley back in. We take a look at some of the numbers there, Murph. Not a bad start offensively for the Spectres. 43% shooting, Bandits at 35. Three-point shooting will be important. Bandits a terrible start, 1 of 7, not afraid to throw that ball up. 50% shooting for the Spectres. Rebounding is even, assists are even, and 3 turnovers for the Spectres. They won't like that at all. They don't turn the ball over that often. They take great care of the ball, and that's why they're second in this NBL1 competition.
So players about to come back out on court here for a continuation of the game. Scorers out there at the moment. Andrew Steele with a couple of threes on 6 for Nunawading leads the way. Simon Conn, he sits on 4 points currently, and for the Bandits' perspective, 4 points each to Manny Malou and also Torrin Jones. And Bosley and George. We'll have to redo things here.
Bit of confusion here from the referee. Wouldn't be the first time, Murph. Just checking at the score.
So shot clock goes back to 24. I think that, by the sounds of it, is a problem. Now, George tapped away from him by Wright. So a slow start coming back out from the SSNA timeout. George flicks to Molnar. Deborah George to bring it up the floor. Flicks across, Manny Malou. Now this is Bosley. George flicks it inside. Josh McKay off the glass for 2.
Deborah George, what a pass. Great finish from McKay as well, but geez, Deborah George put it on an absolute dime.
This is Conn getting inside the paint against Malou. An easy bucket for Conn.
Conn going to work. That's his position, the low post. Give him the ball down there.
Spectres by 4. This is Bosley driving against Steele. Brings it back out. Bosley for 3. Misses. Just short. Comes back. McKay taps it to the Bandits, but it comes across eventually. Cook got it fed across to Wright, who drives inside the paint. Wright and Nunawading flicks it back out wide. This is Steele. Well, he tried to go to Cook, and Malou read it perfectly off the hand.
Well done from Manny Malou.
Bosley for 2. Puts it up, misses. Conn gets the rebounds. And passes across to Air. Ben Air for 3. Ben Air from downtown is good. Nice shot. And a bit of separation in the match now for Nunawading. Under 2 minutes to play for the SSNA club in the opening quarter. And 7 points the lead.
Hot shooting from the Spectres. Merv concerning for the Bandits early on.
Malou puts it up for 2, and the Bandits needed a bit of a settler, and they get it through Manny Malou. Air flicks it up court, looks for Wright, gets it to him. Wright flicks it out wide. Now Steele's already got 2 threes in this term, can't add to it. Conn with a raw offensive rebound out wide. From downtown, the big shot here taken by Wright, and it's good. Tom Wright lands a big bomb. The margin goes out to 8. Here is Deborah George, steps it inside, and the tip in by Manny Malou. And now Wright quickly up court, guarded by McKay. Wright flicks it back across dangerously. Cook okay to Conn, steps inside for 2, and Conn's shot is good.
Great work from Conn there. Took a dribble, stepped inside that three-point line. That's his spot. He knows his limitations. He's not out there to shoot the big three-pointer there, Murph. He's going to take those little 15-foot pops.
McKay into Malou. Malou steps back, jumper, no good, lands short. Fed across Steele, feeds across to Air, quickly up court, the speedster. Gets outside 3 range, steps against Molnar. A hard screen there by Cook allowed Conn to put up the shot for another 2.
There he is again, Conn. The 206-centimetre centre doing real damage there.
Molnar. George and the Bandits with 14 seconds to create something to end this first. That's belonged to Nunawading. George steps inside the paint, out wide. Molnar for 3 to bring the crowd to their feet. Jared Molnar. 2 seconds, 1 second. Lloyd to put the shot up late. Right, I should say it misses. And the Bandits end with a little bit of momentum, but the opening period goes away at Nunawading 29-22.
Yeah, it certainly does, Murph. Deborah George, super impressive again there, finding a wide open Jared Molnar in the corner. But the difference in that first period there, Murph, is just the outside shooting from the Nunawading Spectres. They were absolutely lights out. Big Con there with nice 15-foot range there at the top of the key. That's his spot there. They just shot the ball better than the Bandits at that stage. Bit of a filling out process there. Coach Chalmers not happy with some of the defensive rebounding and the second chance points. But Nunawading, they take care of the ball. They are an efficient outfit and they are all business here right now, Murph. Take a look at some of those numbers, Murph, as we look at the stats here. The Spectres are at 52%, great clip there from their field goal percentage. Bandits shooting at 42%. The three-point shooting, as we said, will go a long way to determine who wins this ball game. 50% from the Spectres, 22% for the Bandits, and rebounding, things getting out of control too. 15 for Nunawading to 9 for the Bandits. Blocks pretty even and assists even as well. So hard to take what you will from that first period there. 7 points. Kenja Bosley trying to find his feet there early on. We're going to know more about halftime, about what adjustments are going to take place. But, you know, coming in here on a special night tonight, Murph, Nunawading, they are the real deal. And this is going to be a beauty anyway.
Simon Con, how's this for a start? 10 points, 6 rebounds in the opening period.
Yeah.
That's a dominant start to the game.
Very, very dominant start. And he's very, very casual about the way he goes about his work, but very, very efficient. And none more efficient than that 15-foot jump shot at the top of the key. We've seen that several times already, Murph. They might want to put a stop to that.
I think the 3 fouls in the opening quarter. Bandits to start with the ball from the sideline. And in a big game, the Bandits in 10th, Nunawading in 2nd. And Bosley will start being guarded by McDonald here. Flicks it across. Sinkirak for the Bandits. Steps inside. Back Torrin Jones, top of the key, and starts with a couple of points. Torrin Jones moves along to 6 for the night. Has 4 rebounds as well. Air passes back to McDonald in backcourt, and now Air. McDonald, fast-paced shot, goes across to Saunders, who puts up the 2, and that's good. Spectres even things up in this second quarter, still lead by 7. Bosley back to Torrin Jones. Deja vu, Torrin Jones. McDonald straight up to Van Ryan here. So a couple of changes for the Spectres at the break. This is McDonald. Van Ryan offers the screen. McDonald out wide. Air thought about the shot. Back to Connery. He has 12. He can't add to it. McKay with a rebound for the Bandits, down to Bosley. Sinkirak for 3 for the Bandits. Doesn't go. Comes off George. Hits the deck down. This is McDonald driving up the floor out wide. And now the shot to go up by Saunders again. This time he misses. And down to Bosley. Flicks it up to Jones. Jones against Con. Jones, tough move to the bucket. Con gets that rebound and flicks it straight across over the top to Saunders. Saunders flicks back to McDonald, drives to the bucket, easy off the glass, misses. Second chance points go the way of Saunders.
Yeah, Kenja Bosley didn't want to overexert himself there on that one. As we know, coming back from that ankle injury, seems to be moving okay, but time will tell as this one progresses.
Sinkirak passes across to George, guarded here by Air. George steps inside the 2 territory, puts up the little shot, no good, lands short. Air takes it, and the foul will be called on Deborah George.
Yeah. So a little bit of isolation action coming out of the first period, Murph, and Coach Chalmers won't be happy with that at all. He likes to see that ball swinging around, players getting plenty of touches as Josh McKay checks out. Manny Malou, the ever-dangerous Manny Malou, checking back in.
7 points the margin for the SSNA, 7:56 remaining. In the second, this is Van Ryan for 3, and that's good. Nunawading starting to get motoring in this contest.
They certainly are. They are bombing away.
Bosley, Sinkirak, George, Malou. Out wide, Sinkirak, back inside. Torrin Jones fouled as he went to the bucket and will go to the line. Torrin Jones had a good start to the second.
Good work there, the Junkyard Dog. Yeah, a couple of nice little 15-footers from big Torrin Jones there. That seems to have developed so far this season. I know early on he wasn't having much success with that, but the more home games that we've seen, Murph, he seems to be getting more confidence from that area.
So Torrin Jones just short with the first one. This season going at 64% from the free throw line, averaging 19 points, 13 rebounds a game for Torrin Jones. Lands the second, like I said, trialling with Phoenix and Houston. Cut by the Rockets just prior to the final cut.
They are solid numbers there, Murph. About 20 points, 13 rebounds. Good numbers for the first year man.
Van Ryan, Honropoulos drives to the bucket, draws the contact. Three-point play potentially coming up by Honropoulos.
Costas Honropoulos deceptively quick on that move there, Murph. So it doesn't look like some of the super athletes that we're used to seeing here in NBL1 competition, but I'll tell you what, he's all business. Honropoulos, three-point play.
The Bandits on the back foot just for the moment in this game, midway through the second. So George with the ball. Out wide, Sinkirak steps inside. Steps around, now drives inside the paint, puts up the floater. No good, comes back down, taken by Van Ryan. And a foul called. It's going to go, I reckon, against Manny Malou, actually. It is. Manny Malou gets called for the foul, his first personal of the night. The Bandits trail by 12.
Yeah, Manny Malou wouldn't be happy with that one there. He needs a big game from Manny Malou tonight.
Con checking out of the game for the moment. That man having a massive influence on this contest. 10 points and 7 rebounds so far. 3 minutes into the second. McDonald, guarded by Bosley, steps across to Van Ryan. And Donovan's on the floor and fouled immediately. Mitch Donovan. So Lloyd checking into the game as Bosley checks out of the game as well. Now, Saunders, in fact, McDonald almost slipped over the sideline. Cook fed back across to Honropoulos. Honropoulos puts up the jumper for two. No good, comes down. Jones gets a big rebound and shows the aggression that we're accustomed to here at Lauren Jackson Sports Centre. This is George, slips over. And a foul called against Honropoulos.
Yeah, Deborah George put the Jets on there, Murph, and looked like it was out of control, but got clipped. And when he puts the Jets on and puts the afterburners on, he is hard to stop. We saw that last week with 37 points. He did what he wanted whenever he wanted to do it. And he's very reliable at the foul line.
George makes the first count. Takes his scoring for 4 for the night. A reminder, 37 points last week. Season's best for Deborah George. Makes it count, so.
Showed great composure and leadership last week, Murph. He was outstanding.
In the absence of Kenja Bosley. Now Lloyd into George. It's a screen by Jones. Feeds inboard. Torrin Jones steps up to the paint, puts the shot up, doesn't go. The Bandits will get the ball back and come off steal.
They're the ones there, the Torrin Jones. He's got to be one and done on those ones there. He's got to make those ones. He gets great position in there with his size.
Honropoulos checks out of the game. Colfman checking in is Simon Con.
Here's big Con.
Have a look at him.
Liking that matchup. Con versus Jones.
Donovan. Inside Deborah George. George for three. Turns around. Had a look.
Oh,
Manny Malou.
Manny Malou just cleaning up again.
McDonald across to steal, back to McDonald. Nunawading with the ball, still leading the contest 39-31. This is Wright, back across. Now McDonald for three for Nunawading. Misses, tap back brilliantly there by Cook. and then flicked it out wide for Con inside the paint. Con tried to flick it back to Steele. There's a call for a foul. It won't count. It'll be a Bandits ball.
Wiping it away. Good hustle play in there. It was that wily veteran move again there by Big Con. And that matchup is mouth-watering. Torrin Jones and Big Simon Con will go a long way to deciding this contest.
Deborah George for three from downtown, misses. Malou arrived, couldn't get it. Jones did, out to Donovan. Donovan flicks to Malou. Fumbles initially, thinks about the two. Now Malou does put up the two, and it's good. Straight in, Bandits back within 6 for the SSNA club. McDonald flicks it out wide. This is with Cook, back to McDonald. McDonald flicks it wide, Con for two, and he's in range tonight. He's feeling it, Simon Con.
He is absolutely lethal on that 15-footer, Murph.
Deborah George for three at the other end. Just can't buy a bucket at the moment, Deborah George from that range. McDonald, swift pass, goes across to right, spins, flicks it out wide, had a player there, and the Steele puts up the third three of the night to that man. Andrew Steele takes his scoring along to 9. Still doing what the Bandits have tried to do a couple of times in this quarter. George to Donovan. Donovan thinks about the three and does pull the trigger. He misses and comes down across to Tom Wright. 4:40 remain in the quarter. Con. And now Steele for a 4th three of the night. That man just cannot have open territory. Con. Second chance, gets the offensive rebound. Back to McDonald, back to Con. Out wide, here is Wright putting up a three. He misses. Malou comes up with a rebound.
Good rebound, Manny Malou.
Deborah George out wide. Now Bailey Lloyd, he'll have a crack at three. He too misses. And the Bandits struggling from outside the arc.
Yeah, struggling to say the least, Murph.
McDonald goes in to Steele. Well, this man not looking as potent inside as he is out. Tom Wright for three, and he lands the bucket. And at the moment, a big difference between the two teams.
Yeah, it's the outside shooting, Murph. We spoke about it earlier on. The Bandits cannot buy a bucket right now. They are putting up bricks galore. And Nunawading are knocking everything down as Torrin Jones goes to work. He's blocked.
Called for a travel.
Called for a travel, and we're going the other way again.
And things just for the moment getting out of hand for the Bandits. The margin quickly out to 14 points. We got 3:44 to play. The three-point range, Cole.
Yeah, the three-point range there. Bandits are 2 of 15, Murph, at 13%. While the Spectres are at 47%, 7 of 15. You take a look at those numbers there. You take a look at the rebounding, Murph. Bandits getting smashed on the rebounds as well. Getting smashed on the glass. So
right.
Rebounding and three-point shooting.
Con misses. Bosley comes up with a rebound. There's a test for the ankle. He drives around right. Bosley up the floor. Thinks about the three. Pulls the trigger for the three. He misses. And the Bandits continue to shoot from outside the range. Tom Wright drives inside and makes it count at the other end.
Beautiful play. 49-33. 3 minutes left. Manny Malou down low in the post. Swings inside.
Here's George.
Deborah George double teamed. Trapped in the corner. Throws it away.
Steele to Air. Drives up against Malou. Air reverse layup. No good. Honoronopolis. Well, a foul called going against. It'll be 2 shots here. 2 shots going the way of Nunawading. Foul called. Crowd coming to life. And the foul called on Manny Malou. His second personal of the night.
Coach Chalmers just scratching his head there on that one. Does not understand it. And the lead is at 16, Murph, with 2:47 left. It's been a disastrous second period for the Bandits. They cannot buy a bucket from long range. And we have seen this. We have seen this through the NBL1 season in 2019 where they just can't hit the side of a barn, Murph, and things get ugly very, very quickly.
Air misses. Malou comes up with it and feeds to Bosley. 17 points the Bandits trail. Getting on in the opening half here from the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre. Bosley for three this time. He still doesn't land it this time. It comes down. Last touch comes off the Bandits. It'll be a Nunawading ball.
Bosley ends up in the skybox section. That little dangerous section down there. And here come the Spectres. They lead by 17. Things getting out of control.
Air brings it up court, past halfway. Flicks across to Still, steps inside, back to Air. Air for 3 for Nunawading, and that's good. The Spectres showing why they are the second-ranked side in the competition. And a foul called here. It'll go against Tom Wright. It'll be his first personal of the night. A couple of Honoronopoulos and a couple of the Malou. The men with multiple fouls out there on the court so far tonight. The margin now out to 20 and going up.
Outside shooting and rebounding, Murph. It's an area that can give the Bandits troubles.
So, George to feed to Bosley. And the Bandits looking for a response. Bosley drives up inside the paint, puts it up off the glass, doesn't go. Scott's now on court, last touch off him. It'll be a Nunawading ball. So at the moment, it's a 6-0 run going the way of Nunawading. And looking the goods out there on the floor.
Bandits 2 of 16 from downtown, Murph. 2 of 16. While the Spectres are 8 from 16. So they've both had the same amount of three-point shots. But the Spectres are shooting at 50%.
There's an 18-point spread between the two from that range. So Wright goes in, Honoronopoulos steps, Malou, massive block by Manny Malou. Bosley brings it up, steps inside the paint, draws the contact by Kenja Bosley, and will find himself at the line for a couple. 33-53. There's going to be a change here. McDonald checking in for Nunawading. And Honoronopoulos is going to check out. There's 2 personal fouls on Andrew Still now of Nunawading. So Bosley lands the first.
Kenja Bosley's first points, Murph, with 1:47 left in the half.
And Bosley makes both count. So maybe that feeling can get him going tonight. It's not through a lack of shots. Now McDonald feeds to Air. Wright. It's a screen by Steele. Wright steps back outside, tries to step around Scott, puts up a little floater, no good. Manny Malou gets the rebound, flicks it across to Deborah George. Steps outside, he had his line on for 2. It'll only count as a 2 for the Bandits. But nonetheless, a big bucket. Margin goes back to 18 points. Bandits stop a 6-0 run. McDonald up the floor, flicks across to Steele. Fakes the shot against George. Fadeaway jumper, no good. Taken here by Cook, feeds it back out wide for McDonald. 10 seconds on the shot clock for Nunawading. This is Still, drives inside the paint, blocked by Deborah George. Foul called. Foul called, going against Deborah George. And you can probably tell the reaction of the home crowd, which way they think it should have gone.
Yeah, not happy with that one there. Late call.
So 2 shots coming up here. It'll go on the book regardless. Still makes the first one count. And steps back to the line. 54 seconds remaining in the half. On Alan McCowan Memorial Night. Nunawading have the lead by 17. This is Manny Malou. Drives it up the floor, steps inside the paint, puts the shot up off the glass, doesn't go. Comes down to McDonald. No foul called. McDonald drives up inside the paint. Easy layup. And the margin goes back out to 19 the visitors' way. George with the ball. What can he create? Steps to 3. Flicks it across. Molnar is open for 3 for the Bandits. Misses. Air gets the rebound. We have 18 seconds remaining, so Nunawading can possess the ball. Brings it up the floor, guarded by Bosley. A dominant opening half by the Spectres. Steps outside, 3 range, now inside. Feeds it back across to Cook. Now right. Right takes on Malou, steps inside, puts a little jumper up. No good. It comes last touch off Nunawading. That is half time for the SSNA club. And the Spectres, the visitors, ranked second in the competition. Doing it their way at the moment. A massive 56 points put on the board to start. The Bandits 37. The lead with 19, Cole.
Yeah, the Nunawading Spectres have come into the Lauren Jackson Sports Stadium, Murph, and they have flexed their championship muscle, and they have shown why they are second on the table in this NBL1 competition, and they are just shooting lights out. You know, we only need to take a look at a couple of stat areas there, and the three-point shooting from the Bandits, they are shooting 2 of 17. That says it all, where the Spectres are at 8 from 16, and the rebounding 22 to the Bandits and 31 for the Spectres. So you take a look at those two areas there, and that explains why we're looking at a 19-point deficit at the half. Bandits got a lot of work to do in this third period to make a ball game of this, and Coach Chalmers will be talking about those two areas there. But the Nunawading Spectres, they are definitely for real, Murph.
Yeah, well, Simon Conn only a couple of points in that quarter and 3 rebounds, but he's up to 12 and 9, so he's almost got a double-double to start with. In terms of rebounds, Kenja Bosley and also Shane McDonald for Nunawading with 4 apiece at the moment. Torrin Jones, 6 rebounds to 9, like we said, it's Simon Conn, 6 each to Manny Malou as well, and Andrew Steele. But it's been Nunawading, just a real dominant period. The Bandits putting up a lot of shots, didn't they, in that opening half?
So we have seen that, Murph. They have gone cold through stretches so far this season, and unfortunately they're doing it again tonight.
Jake Cole, Steve Murphy with you for the Alan McCowan Memorial match tonight from Albury. Stick with us. We'll come back shortly with what promises to be a big second half. The Bandits with plenty of work to do to work their way back in the contest. Welcome back to the LJ Centre here in Albury. Set to get underway in a big second half to come. The Southern Vale home Bandits at the moment, plenty of work to do. It's all in front of them. 37 points, the Spectres 56 on what is the biggest significant night in the club's season. It is the Alan McCowan Memorial Night. And at the moment, the visitors are spoiling the Bandits' party and have control of this match. Jay Cole, Steve Murphy in commentary. We're doing it for the SSNA Club, of course. The #1 destination. Don't forget the Champions League final from 4:30 a.m. They'll open the doors at the SSNA Club for the 5 o'clock kickoff tomorrow morning. So get along to the SSNA Club. Now McDonald feeds it in. Across to Con, puts a little floater up, and that's good for 2 points. Jones takes it away. This is Deborah George. So Con picking up where he left off. Torrin Jones. Across to Bosley. Steps to the paint off the glass. Is good move. Kenja Bosley.
That's good. They need to get Kenja Bosley rolling. He'd be frustrated with that first half, Murph. He did not shoot the ball well. Obviously a little bit rusty.
Who can step up for the Bandits as Nunawading continue to apply pressure. Wright out wide. Well, this man had a fantastic opening half. Still back to Wright. Wright steps around Lloyd, puts the floater up, comes off the rim and down to Jones. Out wide for Deborah George. George thought about the three into Manny Malou. Draws the contact but can't get the bucket to go. Nice assist by Deborah George.
Yeah, beautiful feed from Deborah George. He zipped that one in like a laser beam, and Manny Malou, somehow that ball trickled on out, Murph. But Manny Malou, he continues this rich vein of form. He got 12 points, looking to add to that, but he's doing other things as well. He's shooting well from the outside. Defensive rebounding, blocking shots. He brings a little bit of everything to the table, and he's having another good all-around game.
So Malou counts the first and makes both buckets. Manny Malou this season, just for those playing at home, going at 78% from the free throw line. Averaging 13 points, 5 rebounds and 1 assist as McDonald has the ball. 9 points for this man, average in 2019. Across to Tom Wright, flicks it across Honropoulos. Honropoulos off the rim, no good. Comes down to Bosley. Bosley of the Bandits with the ball. Drives it up inside the paint. Kenja Bosley off the glass, hard move. Goes for a slippery slide as well.
That was a super impressive move.
And Malou's going to be called for the foul here on McDonald.
Yeah, just back on Kenja Bosley there, Murph. Sorry to cut you off. He took some real contact there as he flew into the paint, and that certainly tested out that injury.
Con stripped to the ball across. Deborah George comes up with it. The Bandits need a few stops. 15 points to margin. Into Torrin Jones off the glass, no good. Tip in by Malou's, no good. Comes back, Torrin Jones off the glass, misses as well. And eventually, Honropoulos comes up with it for the Spectres. Flicks it back across. McDonald, back to Stilt. McDonald is open for 3. That's a team working on the same page, but Lloyd comes up with a rebound to George. Quickly up court, steps inside. Deborah George, fadeaway jumper is good for 2. All of a sudden, if George and Kenja Bosley start dropping a few, the Bandits will quickly get back in the game. McDonald flicks it across to Steele.
Comes down to that outside shooting, Murph. Must improve in that area.
Right, pops it up, blocked by Malou.
Manny Malou, another block.
That's his bread and butter, really. Bosley out to George now. Lloyd's open for 3, overcooked it. And an easy rebound taken away by Steele. And now up court to McDonald. Right. Guarded by Malou, back to McDonald. Inside for Con. Con against Jones. Con puts a little, well, he was practicing that in the pre-match. Puts a little fader up. No good. Bosley with the assist across to Manny Malou.
Yeah, timeout from the coaching staff of the Spectres. No, they're not happy with that at all.
Deborah George, I should say, with the assist there. He's had a good start to this third, and the Bandits have worked their way right back in the game from 20 all of a sudden back to 11, 3 minutes into the third.
Yeah, absolutely, Murph. They'll take that on any day, on any given night, and they've got to be happy with that. With a little under 7 minutes remaining in this third period, Manny Malou has trickled along to 16 points. Murph, he continued to impress, does Matty Malou. You know, I know we pop him up quite a bit on the telecast, but I'll tell you what, it's all warranted. He's, as I said, 16 points. He's doing stuff on the defensive end. He's playing great defense. He's actually one that's shooting quite well from the outside. So, thank goodness for Matty Malou. Kenja Bosley starting to get his teeth into this contest as well. And look, if Coach Chalmers, if his charges can chip away at that lead and get it at around 5 or 6 before the fourth period, Murph, then we've got a ball game on our hands.
The SSNA club, they come back from the timeout. Spectres want to talk it over, and they have done that. Torrin Jones stepping on the court alongside even bigger Simon Conn. So with the ball, Steele throws it inbound ball across to McDonald, back to Steele. Spectres drive it up the floor right. McDonald thought about the three, flicked it into Conn, guarded by Lloyd. There's a mismatch. McDonald from way downtown, big bucket of 3. Back to 14. George into Jones, out wide. Kenja Bosley flicks it. Manny Malou for 3 for the Bandits. No good. Honronopoulos comes up with a rebound and feeds to Wright. And again, that outside shooting hurting the home team. Wright gets a screen by Conn. Well, George there almost intercepts the ball. It goes out.
Jared Molnar checking in, Murph. Provides them with a bit of outside range. Going to need him to knock down some shots. Pick and roll action here.
McDonald out wide. This is Wright stepping in against Malou, and then also Molnar, and puts in the 2 points.
Yeah, far too easy there, Murph. All the way to the bucket.
Kenja Bosley steps to Manny Malou underneath the bucket. Blocked by Simon Conn. The ball is out. Bandits ball. Malou looking for a foul call.
Big Conn just patrolling the paint.
So, Deborah George with it. Bandits 47, Spectres 63. Back out to 16 points. Jared Molnar fakes the 3. Steps inside, puts up a floater well short. Honronopoulos comes up with it. Flicks to McDonald. Out wide for Wright. Wright against George. Now Jones tries to flick. Well, Conn was the recipient because it come off Deborah George and just floated into Conn underneath the bucket.
That lead balloons out back again, Murph. They're at 18 now.
Bosley to Molnar. And here is Deborah George driving out wide. Now Molnar for 3. Had time to stop, think, put the shot up, missed, and last touch, well, it didn't go out. It'll be a foul on Torrin Jones.
Looks like Big Torrin. It's another cheap one. But just on that one there, Murph, Jared Molnar, that is his bread and butter. That's why he is in the team, to knock down that shot. And he's got to be making them if he wants consistent court time.
McDonald to the paint, flicks it across. Nice move in sync there. Honronopoulos finishes the job and moves his tally along to 7 for the night.
Honronopoulos.
Malou off the glass is good for 2. You just sense a bit of stinging went out of the crowd the last couple of minutes. Well, Wright flicks it across to Honronopoulos. He keeps it alive against Malou. Out wide for Conn, and they can reset here. Nunawading. McDonald. Honronopoulos. Wright. McDonald. McDonald hard on the left. Out wide, Conn. Normally he's bread and butter from there, and he makes it count for another 2. Moves along to 18 for the evening. Leading scorer alongside Manny Malou. 18 apiece tonight. Here is Malou. Malou to take his scoring to 20. Misses. Conn with a rebound. And feeds to Wright, and now McDonald.
Tough there from Manny Malou. Nice move. Didn't get the roll. As they go back to Conn again. Big matchup problem there. Oh, Manny Malou skies for the rebound. Gets it to Kenja Bosley. He's pulling up for 3. He's due, and there it is. Kenja Bosley. Nothing but nylon on that tree.
Needed to make that count. It's a double-double, by the way, to Simon Conn. 18 points, 10 rebounds now. He's up 2 on the night. 3:43 for the SSNA club remaining in the third. Bandits down by 17. Nunawading with the ball. Right, feeds in to Conn. Against Malou. Conn drives inside the paint, puts the shot up and makes it count. You can see why that man was a former MVP.
Gee whiz, he's looking for a foul too. He thought he was hacked on that play.
George comes off the foot of Honoronapolis, and it'll be a Bandits ball. McKay going to check in here for the Bandits. Torrin Jones going to check out.
While that was going on, Murph, big Simon Conn was still talking to the referee, looking for an explanation on why he wasn't given the M1 down the other end. Referee just said, you're going okay, you're doing enough damage as it is, just play the next play.
Now Bosley, heavily guarded here. And the foul has been called against Wright.
Bit of niggle there between the two star guards.
So McKay, Molnar. Molnar gets a screen by McKay, steps inside for 2, gives to Manny Malou inside the paint. Malou stripped of the ball, will fouled in the end by McDonald, I reckon it is. Yep. McDonald is called for the foul. It'll be his second personal of the evening.
So Malou continues to give the Spectres headaches down here on the offensive end for the Bandits. He's got 18, Murph, and he looks dangerous every time he gets it.
For the Alan McCowan Memorial match tonight. The visitors in control at the moment. Up by 19, Molnar puts up a 3 from downtown, no good. Conn and McKay go at it. And foul is being called.
Bandits ball.
So foul is going against Cook here, John Cook.
I think it was on.
Now, Bosley puts up a 3. Kenja Bosley. Two. Only in 2 on that occasion. Only in 2. Tough to see from that vantage point here. Must have his foot obviously just on the line. This is Air. Against Deborah George into Conn. Out wide for McDonald. Back to Big Conn. Steps inside the paint. Puts it up. Block. Cook gets it back for Nunawading. Flicks it out to McDonald. Puts up the shot with no time left on the shot clock. Bandits ball. Malou feeds across to Deborah George. Steps inside George. He is fouled against Air. See Deborah George trying to look for the step back there in the 3 option. Yeah, it's back within that 17, but they're still just at that arm's length. They got it back to 11 in this quarter. Nunawading called one of those SSNA timeouts, and since then they've taken back control of the game. Deborah George can cut the margin again here, however, bring it back to 15 if both are successful. They're both good. And Bailey Lloyd checks back into the game for the Bandits as Deborah George goes and takes a spell on 11 points for the evening so far. Alongside Kenja Bosley. Now McDonald flicks it out to Air. Back to McDonald. McDonald guarded by McKay. Drives inside towards the paint. Well, turnover to Malou. Bosley comes up with the ball, drives towards the paint, against the glass, can't get it to go, but will go to the line. And Bosley knows an opportunity missed for a 3-point play.
Yeah, he certainly does, Murph. He had good position on that. A player of Bosley's athleticism and class normally eats that one up. Left it a little bit short on the iron. We'll try and make 2.
Well, gets the first one to go, Kenja Bosley. 84% from the free throw line this season, averaging 24, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. He's been a standout, a best of 40 points earlier this year. Wins both those. Air brings it back into McDonald, and the Bandits stay within touch. 13 points down, 1:45 for the SSNA to go in the third. McDonald with a ball against Molnar. Out wide for Air, back to McDonald. Steps around Malou.
Oh, he stepped out of bounds. He stepped out of bounds, Murph. Oh, no, hang on. He's been overruled.
Wow, tell us about that, Cole.
Oh, looked like referee's called he stepped out of bounds, and then the referee stepped in and has called a block on Matty Malou, and that's the crowd has erupted. They've seen enough. They cannot believe it. It was a Bandits ball initially, and the referee's called a foul on the floor. Matty Malou out, Torrin Jones in. And that one is a heartbreaker for the Bandits.
Well, it was an interesting time of the game. The Bandits starting to get a little bit of mini momentum. McDonald with the ball steps out for 3. That'll kill momentum more than anything. McKay comes up with a hard rebound. Flicks across to Molnar, brings it up court. Jared Molnar flicks it across. Bailey Lloyd thinks about the 3, puts it up and misses. Comes down to Air with a rebound. We have beyond a minute to play. 1:10 in the third term here. Nunawading leading by 13. The second-ranked side in the competition. Guarded by Lloyd. Here's Torrin Jones. Air for 3 for Nunawading. It misses. McKay comes down with a rebound, and the foul has been called on John Cook.
And the crowd are ups on that one. They feel like they're getting the bad end of the stick on some of these calls.
Josh McKay just really gives his heart and soul to the Bandits. He's out there giving 110% every single time at either end of the floor. With opponents here, the Bandits will head to the line. It'll be Cook's second personal of the night. And Josh McKay.
Oh, that's a howler, that one there, Murph.
Heavy first shot, you might say.
He did not give that a chance at all.
Second one coming up. And the second one just misses. Comes back, Torrin Jones looks for it and draws the contact, will go to the line.
Oh, yeah.
Similar to Kenjar Bosley, couldn't get the bucket to count, but the Bandits will get a second chance at the line again.
It looked like big Torrin Jones. All he was looking for there, Murph, was some contact. He loves the contact in there, the Junkyard Dog. And he goes the line.
You love this, Cole. Both these sides average 91 points for the season 4. And against the Bandits concede 96. Nunawading conceding 91. So both attacking-wise as good as each other in this comp, but certainly defensively, they're a 15-point better team. Nunawading. Josh McKay gets the rebound and tips it in.
There it is again.
Ends up being a 3-point play for the Bandits. A high ball goes out to Steele. Gets across the Air. The Bandits looking for another stop. They've got it back within 10, the closest they've been this quarter. Steele feeds across to Tom Wright. 31 seconds and counting on the clock. The Bandits will get it back. Wright with the ball. Flicks it across to Air. Out wide, the 3-shot comes up here by Van Ryn, and it's good. A big bucket. 13 points. Bosley to bring it up the floor. The Bandits to have the last say and the last rights of this term. Kenja Bosley. He's going to go for 3, you fancy. He steps out still to the territory, steps back, puts the shot up late, misses, comes down, taken by Wright. The buzzer for 3/4 time. And a handy 13-point lead to Nunawading, 74-61. But the Bandits have showed enough in the third to suggest they're not quite done with yet.
Yeah, they certainly have, Murph. They've got a pulse, as you love to say. And as you said, got it within 10 there late. But every time the Bandits look like they're making a run and making some inroads, an outside shot is hit from the Nunawading Spectres. That's why they're number 2 in this NBL1 competition. As we look at a couple of numbers there, Murph. Field goal percent from Nunawading, they're shooting at a 47% clip, with the Bandits at 36%. The 3-point shooting, Nunawading 10 of 21 at 48%. Now listen to this, Murph, and listen to this, people at home. 3 of 24 for the Bandits for 13%. 3 of 24, and the rebounding 40 rebounds to 37. The Bandits have done a good job to really nullify the rebounding that they were getting dominated on the glass. No doubt about that. Assists very even, 14 to 10, and the turnovers are very even as well. Bottom line is this, Murph, every time the Bandits have made a run and made this thing interesting, Nunawading have made a big three-point shot or a big outside bomb to keep the Bandits at bay.
Torrin Jones also up to a double-double tonight. Has 10 rebounds and 10 points as well. Simon Connors, we've mentioned, 20 points and 10 rebounds for that man. Manny Malou with 18 for the Bandits, their highest scorer out there on the floor so far this evening. So for the SSNA club, it is three-quarter time. The SSNA with the Champions League soccer going on, of course. A 4:30 or 5 a.m. start tomorrow morning, Cole.
5 a.m. kickoff, Murph. 5 a.m. So get down there for the Liverpool-Tottenham. It'll be rocking and rolling down there on the big screen down at the SSNA club.
Played in Spain.
Played in Madrid. Played in Madrid.
So get along 5 a.m. at the locker room. No better place. I believe they will have the bar, a few other things open. They'll of course have bacon and egg rolls as well, Colf. They might even get us cooking those. I'm not too sure yet, but
and you'll bump into the Colf man.
He'll be down there. Get along and go and check it out. No question about you. Who will you be on in that game, by the way?
Liverpool, Murph.
You're a Liverpool man.
Liverpool through and through. Yep.
All right. And ball the Reds. So the Bandits to start with the ball for the SSNA club. Final quarter is underway. Kenja Bosley with it. They trail by 13, the Bandits. They did trail by 20 to half. For two, well, Josh McKay.
Josh McKay, if you don't mind.
Clutch bucket comes up with it. And now the Spectres bringing up the floor. The margin back to 11. Right, flicks it across. This is Steele for three. No, puts it inside to Van Ryan. Back out wide to Wright. So patience showing early on here against the hostile crowd for Nunawading. Con flicks it out wide. Van Ryan for three. And that's what he did so well late in that third quarter. Bosley up the floor for the Bandits, drives to the paint, draws the contact, and will find himself at the line. The foul is going against Van Ryan. It'll be his first personal of the night.
He's an explosive athlete, is Kenja Bosley. When he puts those jets on, Murph, he gets to the rack anytime he wants. And
so Bosley on 13 points. One would fancy would need a big finish to this match by either him or Deborah George.
I think Bosley's been pretty serviceable tonight, Murph, considering his surprising appearance after that serious ankle injury from a couple of weeks back.
Bosley does count both and still brings it back into air. Out the floor come Nunawading, across to Steele, back to air. Back to Steele. So, air into Con. Against McKay. Con wants to get in that paint. He does get in the paint, puts it up.
Wow!
Gets it to go and draws the contact.
And the foul. Simon Con, the man in the middle for the Spectres. He had the size advantage and he milked it for all it was worth. Josh McKay stood in there with courage, but the ball dropped in for the former MVP, and he's been a monster tonight, Murph, an absolute monster.
Brings the margin back out to 15 for Nunawading. The Bandits with plenty on their plate. Bosley for three for the Bandits from downtown misses. Coming up with it, Torrin Jones underneath the hoop, stripped of the ball, no foul called. Tom Wright comes away with it for Nunawading. Out wide for Steele. In, Honronopoulos strives to the bucket, gets fouled, makes it count. And back-to-back three-point plays potentially coming up for Nunawading.
Wow, Honronopoulos, we spoke about him earlier on. Doesn't look like the quickest or the fastest guy out there, but he finds a way to get into the paint there, Murph, and a soft touch as he worked his way inside.
Honronopoulos to cut that, well, to bring that margin back out to 18 points. And the Bandits just can't get the thing back within single figures tonight. It's skyrocketed back out to 18, 20 at the half, 13. It was at three-quarter time. And there's blood on Torrin Jones, I think the referee's saying. and he'll have to find himself off the court. So Bandits ball, 8:26 remaining in the ball game. McKay back to George. Puts it out for Bailey Lloyd. Steps inside Lloyd. Back across. McKay for three. Josh McKay. Has he stepped up big time in the second half, Josh McKay?
He certainly has, Murph. His best game for this Bandits outfit thus far.
Still up to Con. Inside 2 territory. McKay to guard him. Back to Still. Back to Con. He wants to get inside against McKay. He puts it. Nice move, Van Ryan.
Oh, Simon Con doing it all. The big man passing as well as anybody out there.
Now Deborah George pulling the play, wants a screen from McKay, gets it. George steps inside, out wide. Kenja Bosley for 3, puts up the shot, misses, no good. Van Ryan with a rebound down to Honronopoulos. Brings up the floor for the Spectres. Now in the possession of Wright. Jones not too far away from coming back on the floor. Wright into Con. Guarded by Lloyd. Con puts up the fadeaway jumper. That man can do no wrong.
Wow. What a play.
Bosley steps inside the paint. Little floater off the glass is no good. Van Ryan feeds across to Wright. He brings it up the left wing. Stops. Looks for assistant. Gets it via Still. Steps inside the paint. Out wide. Van Ryan. Doesn't go for 3. Drives to the bucket. Draws the contact. It'll be against Bailey Lloyd for the foul.
Kenja Bosley down the other end. He cannot believe, as he's talking to the referee, he cannot believe how he didn't get a call down the other end there on offense, and then down the other end the Spectres come down and that one gets called out.
So this will be Van Ryan missing the first shot for Van Ryan. Luke Van Ryan. It's good, the second one. We're at a 20-point margin, 6:50 remaining as McDonald checks in for Van Ryan, who finishes, well, at the moment sits on 9 points, I should say. Remember that average of 91 points for Nunawading Golf. They're getting very close to surpassing that tonight, Nunawading. McKay. This is George. Tried to feed to Torrin Jones, taken away by Con. Now Con is checking. He's had 3 assists tonight, Con, so he won't get the triple-double, you wouldn't think. Now, this is Con for another 2 points, moves him to 27.
That is his bread and butter right there. That has been automatic all night long.
Impressive night for Simon Con, averaging 19.9 points coming into tonight. Already up to 27. Torrin Jones fed nicely by Deborah George. Yep. The Bandits get 2 back of their own. McDonald against Bosley. McDonald left, right, back to Con, top of the key. Con misses, and a rarity for that man, particularly in the 4th. Deborah George, he's going to pull the trigger for 3, George, and nails it, knocks it down. And a timeout here called for the SSNA club to Nunawading. 5:33 remaining in the match. The Bandits get it back to 17, but still plenty to do.
Yeah, it's back to 17, Murph, but I'll tell you what's impressed me so far tonight more than anything is just the offensive efficiency and the patience that the Spectres show on the offensive end. Yes, their shooting has been absolutely lights out from the get-go, but I'll tell you what, they go through their sets. They've got their big man in the middle with big Simon Con, and gee, I'll tell you what, can he play? Isn't he reliable on those little 15, 17-foot jump shots? And he's quite happily to find the open man as well. It has been a complete performance from the Nunawading Spectres. Still 5:30 to go in this ball game, but you'd be a brave man to bet against them and to think that the Bandits can make a comeback here and snatch this one.
No question.
Looking at the stats there, Murph, Field goal percent for the Bandits at 36%, 47 for Nunawading. The rebounding is quite even now, 37 to 40 in favour of the Spectres. Turnovers, only 4 turnovers for the Bandits and 7 for the Spectres. But if you go to the three-point shooting, I think that tells a lot. And 3 of 24 from downtown for the Bandits and 10 of 21. So that says it all right there, Murph. The three-point shooting has been the difference in this ball game.
Bandits have 3 more shots, but Nunawading lead it by 21 points in that area, and they lead the contest by 17. So you're right.
They have shot the lights out tonight.
Tail of the game. So McDonald out wide. Now Wright got it in across to this man, Con, closing in on 30 points tonight. Misses. Malou and Jones take your pick, and Con is called for the foul. It's Manny Malou. It'll be Simon Con's second foul of the night.
Manny Malou caught one right on the chin.
And Deborah George will bring it up court. Get a screen here by Torrin Jones. Deborah George misses. Jones there, last touch off Jones. It'll be another Wodonga ball. So McDonald feeds across to Steele to bring it up the floor. Andrew Steele across to Wright. Honronopoulos back to McDonald. Now Honronopoulos, McDonald. Screen by Con. McDonald into Con. Inside the paint, puts the jumper up. No good, comes down. Malou gets the rebound out to Deborah George. Feeds across. Kenja Bosley for 3 for the Bandits. High up, comes down. Well, hit the breadbasket of Malou. Couldn't control it. McDonald. McDonald with the ball. Beyond 3 range. Now Wright. Con against McKay. Con steps inside, out wide for Steele. Back across to McDonald. Flicks it across to Con. And 2 points goes the way of Simon Con.
Yeah, there's that offensive efficiency we just spoke about on the last time out there, Murph. They run it like clockwork. And
so we might have some paint, some blood here on Simon Con as he takes off his pants, would you believe? But he has skins underneath, so he's got some blood on his shorts. Get a replacement pair of shorts. As Cook on the bench actually took his strides off to change pants there with Con.
Yeah, he's doing it all tonight, big Con.
So Malou into Torrin Jones, and the foul will be called on Honronopoulos. 3:54 remain in the ball game. Spectres 92, Bandits 73. The Bandits have been giving up an average of 96 points this season. Their record sits 2-3. Against top 8 sides this year. George flicks it out to McKay. And now, Deborah George. Screen by Jones, steps inside out wide. Josh McKay, why not for 3? A little short on this occasion. George tries to tip it in. Comes down to Steele, who feeds to McDonald. Up the floor for Nunawading. Alan McCowan Memorial Night here in the Bandit Stadium, the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre. This is Steele out wide for Con for 3. Simon Con, 32 points for the night, if you don't mind. Deborah George. Torrin Jones for 2, top of the key. That's good. Couple of points for him to move him along to 14 for the night. Now Steele across to McDonald. Right. Honronopoulos back to McDonald. McDonald into Con. And shot clock beats Con on this occasion. One of the rare times that man hasn't had things go his way tonight.
What a ball game from the big man tonight. He's been an absolute monster in the middle. Yes, the outside shooting has been dynamic, but all the offense goes through Big Con in the middle.
Deborah George, ball in hand. Feeds in to Torrin Jones. Jones in the paint, puts it up, then rims out. Taken by Con. Malou almost strips him of it. And McDonald to bring it up the floor for the backcourt. Under 2.5 remain for the SSNA club. Final quarter here. Steps inside. McDonald, little floater is no good. Torrin Jones taken by Deborah George. Brings it up the floor. George inside, puts up the jumper for 2. Deborah George makes it count.
Yeah, beautiful play from Deborah George. Used his strength there, create the spacing.
Honoropolis back across to McDonald. Now inside Honoropolis against McKay. Here is Con, putting up the jumper, is good for 2.
Yeah, why not, Murph? Why not? Yet to miss one all night from there.
Bosley. McKay. McKay for 3. No good. Comes down. And Tom Wright takes possession. Out wide for McDonald. McDonald calling the play. Con comes out. McDonald back across to Wright. Tom Wright into Con. Con back to McDonald. Big block, Manny Malou. And this is Kenja Bosley up the court, gives to Torrin Jones, looking for the alley-oop. Well, I was going to say it didn't matter, but Jones misses a second crack at it, and it sums up a bit of the Bandits' night in a way. As we go under a minute to play in the match for the SSNA club. This is McDonald driving to the paint, out wide for 3. This is to steal. He misses. It's been his range all night. Malou feeds to Deborah George. The Bandits are going to go down and stay outside the top 8. Bosley inside the paint gets fouled here. And the foul will go against the big fella. In fact, it won't. It'll go against Honoropolis, who's his 4th personal of the night. As checking back in the game here is Jack Saunders. Played a little cameo earlier in the match. Van Ryan as well checking in. Honoropolis goes out. Steele goes out. Tom Wright goes out. That trio's work is done for the evening. Air back on court as well. Simon Con, 34 points. For a man of that size, that is complete domination on the arena tonight.
What's been impressive so much about Con is just the shooting. The outside shooting. That's the majority of his points have come from outside. It's been a monster night for big Simon Con.
Deborah George into Manny Malou, back to George. George has possession of the ball again after initial fumble to Malou. 28 seconds, 4-second shot clock. Malou puts in a 2. And that takes he scoring along the 20 for the night. Manny Malou, he's the leading scorer out there for the Bandits. Nunawading to possess it one last time in this game. 3 points away from the century for Nunawading. They lead it by 18 points. It was 20 at half-time, 13 at three-quarter time. McDonald back to Air. Air for 3 to bring up the century. He misses. And Sinkirak and the Bandits will finish with the ball. Time runs out. It was the Nunawading Spectres on a very special night here in Albury. 97 to the Southern Vale home Bandits, 79. Alan McCowan memorial match tonight. Colfman, Nunawading showing why they are number 2 in the comp. Yeah,
the Nunawading Spectres are for real. They come in here tonight and put a destruction job on the Albury Wodonga Southern Vale home Bandits. And look, when it comes down to it, you can look at all the numbers in the world, but once again, the Bandits tonight struggled from long range in a big, big way. If we take a look at that, they were 13% from downtown, so 3 of 24. I'll say that again, 3 of 24 from long range. And you're not going to win any ball games, let alone when you're playing against the Nunawading Spectres on your home floor by shooting that way. That's really what it come down to, Murph. I really don't know what else to say.
Well, just complete domination. We've got to get to some of those scoring leaders tonight. We've got to touch on this. Simon Con, 20 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double, and went with it 3 assists as well, although it certainly seemed like he almost had more. Yeah, 34, sorry. 34. I haven't had that updated. So 34 points on the night. We're just waiting. So we've had a problem with the app. I apologise here. That's gone down. So 34 points on the night. Just a huge by that man. He was very much the difference.
Huge night from him. He was dominant. The way he was dominant though as well, it was his outside shooting, it was his efficiency, and then he had the supporting cast where they shot upwards of around about 45% from long range. And when you're doing that, you're going to be very, very tough to beat. And it also helped them that the Bandits shot, as I said, 3 of 24 from long range. That is absolutely deplorable, and it showed in the end.
I do have it back up. Sorry, Cole. So Con, 5 assists, 11 rebounds, 34 points for the night. There are our final stats up on the board.
Yeah, we'll take a look there. The rebounding. The Bandits were getting absolutely dominated on the glass early on, Murph, but they did a good job to get that back on track. It was 49-45 to Nunawading on the glass. Blocks were even. Assists, 19 assists to 14. Pretty even as well as turnovers. But again, it comes down to the three-point shooting. The three-pointers for the Spectres, 12 of 25, around about 50% for them. But the Bandits, 5 of 32, 16%. That's not going to get it done in any game, in any league throughout Australia. It's definitely going to get it done tonight. And the Bandits have got to go back to the drawing board and start making some shots.
So the Bandits, they head to Melbourne tomorrow. They have a record now of 5-6. It goes to 9-3 for Nunawading Spectres. So they continue their push up. We know they're going to be towards the pointy end of the table. For the Bandits, the tail, like you said, of that three-point shooting tonight. Kaufman, on a very special night for Alan McCowan, where we honour him tonight and his family, of course. The Bandits, unfortunately, couldn't get it done in their 2 games, but for Nunawading Spectres and their visitors, well, they were too good in both games. They got the points, and they'll be very, very happy with their work, no question.
Yeah, they certainly were too good tonight, Murph, and absolute pleasure being here on the call, mate, for the Alan McCowan game. We look forward to being back here again in a few weeks' time.
Look forward to it, Colf. Great work from you. From Jay Colf and Steve Murphy. Don't forget the Champions League tomorrow between Tottenham, the Spurs and Liverpool. Get along at the SSNA from 5 a.m. It is kickoff. They open the doors at 4:30. Egg and bacon rolls. Go and check it out. From Jay Cole, Steve Murphy, thanks for your company. Until next time.